So, from the last session that we played, which was 2 weeks ago or so, um, the party had decided to attempt to gather what information they could on the city itself in regards to what led up to the attack and possibly any other type of information that was stirring around town. Um, they had found out that the individuals who originally did set up shop that were associated with Acquisitions Incorporated undertook the name of the honorable knights that had originally helped the town out 5 years ago during a incident that happened in the mines. Other bits of information that had been going around town is what was the other thing? Basically on kind of figuring out on why this extra church is here, especially when it's so close to the other one. And Griffin was also trying to do something of his personal agenda on removing a curse that he had acquired when he traveled on Tribor Road. And, well, let's say things were not in a good comparison when he asked the people at the Coin Maiden Temple. But, despite that, though, he was able to look through what little records were stored in this town, which also lying to an extent lying to the one mayor who originally had accused individuals of being outsiders and causing nothing but riffraff, but putting in a kind of a deceptive word on, we'll help out the city to in a way saying we're helping you kind of thing. So who knows where that might lead you. And right now the party has kind of rendezvoused back at the Stonehill Inn to figure out their next course of action. So, what do y'all do now?
Well, technically, we were planning on doing that all in the morning.
Yeah, I guess
All the plans.
because of all the stuff that happened, I honestly thought it was later than 2.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but if it's that early,
I thought it was like
we
late
could do
afternoon
it.
or something.
It definitely was, because you two were walking around the church later in the evening, or at least later in the day. Either way,
yeah.
either way, I believe that it's safer to go in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, the morning would be safer.
Also,
Knowing we aren't caught by anything unaware.
Also, that guy from the corporation should be arriving tomorrow, probably more later in on the day than earlier.
So do we want to go to the mansion right now, just to kind of kill time before the end of the day? Give us
I mean, if we have
a direction for tomorrow.
I mean, depending on how it only takes what was it? 10 minutes to get up there. Like if we have a fair amount of daylight, to get up there, look around, and come down before it gets dark, then that could give us, and if we find anything, okay, and if we don't, then at least then we can focus on the livestock issue tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. If indeed we have enough time and light left.
Oh yeah, it's still plenty of light out.
Yeah, so no reason to waste the rest of the day. We've already had a little bit of drinking and a little bit of hanging out. Might as well work off the calories.
And also, don't forget, this is still technically summer season right now, so
Longer days then.
Okay, then let's go to the mansion, see if we can find any other way that they managed to get up there.
okay. So
All right.
tell me,
And
right
maybe we can see something from up there, down in the woods.
Okay, so move your tokens prospectively on where exactly you want to search around in the area.
I'm gonna want to search around this backside.
I
As
will
for
help.
me, behind this bush around here on the front trail.
Okay.
I'll probably be looking at how the road takes that turn here. If it's possible to sneak past these walls to the road.
All right. Give me either perception, investigation, or if you want, survival.
Who?
That's a 15 for me.
Are we all doing this roll?
Yeah, if you want, yeah.
We're all looking, so yes.
Natural 1.
What was it we're using? Was it insight, and perception, and what?
Investigation, perception, or
Survival.
Survival. Okay, I don't know why I said insight.
starts with an I.
Natural 1. That is a plus. That is a 4.
Are you just still done with drawing that
3 plus 2 is
spiritual weapon
5.
of yours?
Yes, I want to play with my spiritual weapon.
I rolled a 3, but my 2 makes it a 5, so not much going on over here.
Griffin, what did you roll?
I got a 16 in total.
Okay, so that's not bad. Me and you got about, ballpark range.
Okay, so Bulgan and Jule, searching around the area where you guys are at, you're not really finding anything. Aura, you're kind of looking around. It's like it would be plausible there may be another way in, but you're coming to a conclusion it's probably not from this side or from
Okay.
this part. Riffin, you're kind of also getting a similar vibe. Like, there's no way that anyone could be seen going either from this part of the hill. And you were using.
I'm using investigation.
Okay.
So I'm looking for small details.
Okay, so you're basically looking for like tracks or anything that looks like disturbed earth kind of thing.
Yeah, kinda. I'm not a tracker, but I can see if somebody set foot somewhere.
Well, you're kind of getting a similar vibe. There's no way it could be coming from this direction, and also there is a lot of foot traffic when it comes to the main road that leads from up and down from town into
Yeah,
the manor. So
but nothing from this side, probably.
not
off-
from that side.
Off the map here is also like rickety
lead
like
continues.
this, right?
Riggedy, and it gets to like a kind of like a cliff face kind of thing.
Yeah, like how these are.
Yeah, so
Okay, so even off the map here, it's not okay.
nothing from the right and nothing from the left.
Out of character, though. I mean,
check.
couldn't they just climb it?
Yeah, but that'd be potentially noticeable.
And dangerous.
Well, I
Okay,
mean,
let's check southwise then.
We need to also think about how did those hyenas get, or jackals get up here?
Jackals?
remember we got attacked by those guys at the beginning?
Oh yeah, the wolves. Well, I mean, to be fair, wolves and stuff are used to like mountainy terrain and stuff. They could easily find their way around.
Yeah,
that is
but
true.
it was a lot
I
of-
would be less worried about like the wolves, jackals, and anything that is nature-based versus people.
True. But it's a lot of foot traffic that we found up here in the mansion without anyone seeing in town them coming across here.
Okay, so I'm gonna check the south side now since I was at the east earlier. Is that okay,
And I'll
Dan?
check the north.
Yeah, sure.
And I
Ooh!
also checked the north. I'll be walking. basically.
22?
All right, and Julie, what?
They have a different.
I'm just trying to help.
All right, are you helping north or south?
I'll help south.
All right, then give me a roll then.
Alrighty, I'm gonna do investigation.
I rolled a 16 plus 2, so 18.
That dice is going into dice jail.
Okay, we'll start with the northern route people.
I
As
got
you...
11.
11. And Bulgan, what was yours?
That was 16 plus 2, 18 total.
Okay.
Jules, just bad rolls, I take it?
Another natural one.
Okay.
Okay, so Riffin, you're kind of having a little difficulty based on your roll, as you kind of like examine the area, but it's like it's like part of you is like, this would be a logical sense because people wouldn't be able to see the side, and for a good part, you're right. But Bulgan, given that you're more above head, Riffin, and you're kind of looking down, you kind of notice something that Riffin may be overlooking.
Well, I'm literally overlooking him, so...
Yeah, at which point you do see what looks to be kind of decent size imprints.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna try and get Riffin's attention. Hey, Riffin!
Yeah.
I'm trying not to whistle too loud. Hey, check this out over here, and I point towards where I see the markings.
You kind of see it more, and it's like you're in the area, and then it's like, wait, I don't see anything, and then you look down. You're kind of in it.
Wait, what?
As you look around the base of where you are, Riffin, whatever you're standing in was kind of a left imprint of a big creature.
Could it have been the ogre?
That's possible, yeah. You would believe so. And then as you look up at the manor, it would make sense on where that huge opening in the manor is. But let's switch over to Aura and Jule. So, how far down were you searching for your investigation?
Honestly, I don't know. I was just trying to search, like, down, like, in this area, and then see if I could peer out into the tree line area.
Okay. So,
I rolled a 22. Well, with my +3, I rolled a 22.
okay. You don't. As you investigate the top portion that you were looking at for, you don't notice anything. It doesn't seem like any disturbed earth. However, though, when you investigate the tree line section, more like around this section here, you do notice some disturbance in the earth. And at which point you kind of take a closer look at it. And an odd, bewildering sight kind of bestows upon you. What you see before you is you see a pair of legs kind of sticking out from a mountainside.
What?
Legs from a mountainside?
You get a closer look at this thing, and whoever this individual was, it looks like they probably did not manage to get out from some sort of cave.
I'm going to kind of motion to Jules. Point. And I'm going to do something...
I found a nice rock.
I'm going to do something extremely stupid and try to make my way down there quietly.
Make
All right.
your way down.
To try to investigate the legs closer, but I tell Jules, I think I see something down there. It looks like a pair of legs. I'm going to go investigate, let the others know, but I'm going to try to go down there quietly.
Alright, I will go let the others know.
Alright, so...
Alright, as soon as
So, down on this section, you said?
where the tree line and that cliff face meet.
So even lower than.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so it's down here.
More like... but right in there.
Yeah. But I'm still gonna... I want to try to roll stealth.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
Oh, with trees that should be easier.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24... 24?
Okay, so you generally are kind of being quiet as well as not trying to cause any type of attention to yourself.
I'm basically invisible.
Well, that, and also as you're climbing down, making sure that most of the dirt that is under you isn't causing a ruckus or noise and giving away your position.
Yeah.
So you get to where these pair of legs are that is just sticking out on this hillside, and it almost looks like a very comedic scene. Just, it's like, huh, that's something you don't see every day.
So these legs look like they were they seem like the legs seem like limp, like dead, like
Yeah, they don't appear to be moving, and
do they look humanoid?
humanoid, yes. Upon further closer inspection, and given from what you've encountered, you would presume they were a bugbear?
And it's just the legs, right? The rest of it's covered in the collapse.
Yeah. But
Okay.
also, since you're there, give me either a nature or survival check.
Okay, which one of these is better? Survival's a +1, nature's a +1. Okay, so we are gonna... It doesn't matter.
I believe in you.
Let's go with survival. Ooh, nope. That's a 3!
Okay, then.
I'm gonna have my dagger out just in case.
All right.
And I'm gonna try to slowly, move some of these rocks out of the way, starting from the top and working my way down. Just trying to clear this collapse.
All right. You generally get the area around where these legs are, and how far are you trying to go?
Just a little bit starting out because I'm by myself and I don't want to, I don't want, things to occur. So I just want to get like the starting of it done,
Okay, so
Maybe I'm buried part of the body.
all right, so about ab length.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, given the nature of time, you managed to dig some of the earth around this corpse, as you can at least get a better access to whatever pockets this thing has.
Yeah, let's see if there's any identification on this being.
Sir Bugbear Esquire.
Okay, give me an investigation roll.
Okay. Better. Okay, what's my investigation? Is it +3? Nice! 21. No, 22. I like you today. You are a good dice today.
Okay, so as you're going through this individual's pockets, you find 25 gold pieces.
Woohoo! I'm rich!
And
no one.
And also, you find what looks to be a very kind of raggedy letter.
Okay. Like it looks like it's falling apart, or
It looks like the parchment has some like roughness to it, so it's readable if you want to.
I'm going to carefully open it and see if I recognize the language that's written.
Okay. It is in common.
Okay.
The letter all right, this will be a very interesting thing. Give me an intelligence roll.
Just straight intelligence?
Do you actually that'd be a good question to ask. Do you have the forgery kit skill?
No.
Then it'll be straight intelligence.
4. I rolled a nat 1.
You're looking at this thing and it's like,
So I can't read it?
well, it's readable, but it just doesn't seem to make sense to you.
Like chicken scratch?
Not chicken scratch, it's more like, think of it as incoherent sentences. And you would think two of the sentences basically contradict each other.
Doesn't that make it thieves can't?
Yeah, like if it's thieves can't, I know thieves can't.
I know, that's why I was having you roll the intelligence to translate in what it's saying.
But I know thieves can't.
Is that an automatic thing?
Like,
Yes.
I know common, I know thieves can't, I know, thieves can't is technically a language. It's a coded language, but it's still a language. Maybe it's a different dialect of Thieves' Cant? I don't know. I don't know if there is dialect to Thieves' Cant.
Thieves' Camp, Gnomish.
Well, given your nature of it, you might need some time to study what it's saying because it's
Okay.
like
Got a bit of an echo
looking over
going on.
and it's like,
Yeah, I'm trying to do a quick read, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna need to decipher this later.
so that is what you find.
Okay.
I almost forgot. You also find. You also find a scroll.
Does it look like it's magical?
Possibly. Do you check?
Can I suck at Arcana, but I know spells now ish, so I'm gonna try to Arcana.
All right, give me an Arcana roll.
8.
It's a scroll of something.
Okay, I will have our main magic user, look this over, I think.
Resident Doctor Wizard.
Okay, so as far as Aura knows, in order for a scroll to work, you have to be able to read it and then out loud, right? Usually.
Usually, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna check for traps.
Okay.
Can I check for magical traps?
Technically, well, it's either you reading it or detecting magic on what kind of magic it is, so...
And I already tried to detect magic on it. Okay.
Yeah.
I open it facing away from me.
Okay.
Anything happen?
You don't hear anything. You don't see anything happening.
I peek at just the first couple of words on it.
You see words on it.
Not in a language I understand, I assume.
No, it's in common.
Does it seem like the first couple words might be the starting of an incantation?
Well, how well versed in magic do you believe?
Listen, I know a couple wizard spells.
Okay. You think it may be a magical spell of some nature?
Okay, I will ask the spell users later. Roll that up, tuck that in my stuff, and I'm gonna start heading back over to where they are. Oh, wait. Odd question. One more, and then I'll be done.
Okay.
Based on where this hole is, would I have to do a survival or a nature roll to determine roughly where that hole was in the building to see if this might be the tunnel that we saw inside in the basement? If it maybe possibly this connects to that?
It did collapse after all.
Give me either a nature or a survival check.
Okay, let's see here. Nature's +1, survival's +1. You've been doing good to me, but you've had a couple bad rolls. You're even. Come on. Okay, 14.
You would have a safe assumption that this would be the tunnel you may have seen inside the basement section of the manor.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go back up to my friends. I think I found something.
Was it that mountain with legs?
Yes, actually.
I also found something down here. Actually, Bolka found it.
I look down. Is he standing in a T-Rex footprint?
No, it's not T-Rex.
Gojira!
It's more of a... how's the best way to describe this?
Giant
Imagine-
human-shaped footprint.
Kinda. and it's almost like Riffin kind of stands in a small section of it.
So are we looking at giants or what?
It would have to be, wouldn't it?
Well, let me see here.
Because we're medium-sized creatures.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to think. What's the next step up from medium?
Large, which is a 2x2 of the squares.
It would roughly be not giant size, but a step.
So ginormous.
Well, let's put it this way: if you were,
It's a very large footprint.
if you were to lay Bolgan down on the floor, that's probably roughly how big the footprint is.
Like long or wide? Or yes?
Yes, I'm gonna go with yes.
Oh dear.
Right, should we get back to the inn now?
I raised my hand up real quick and go, question. How come something left a footprint this big and nobody saw it?
Obviously the fire was a distraction.
Wouldn't the fire
So-
kind of make everybody see it better?
Yeah, wouldn't that kind of pull everyone to look this way? Unless it was traveling at night and rolled really good stealth.
Okay, I'm good for
Could have
going
been
back.
invisible.
I have a couple things that I would like to go over with you.
Alrighty. Riffin, any other signs other than that big old feet print?
Well, no, but if anything this big would be able to get here, he would easily be able to lift up anyone else up a floor.
And by the way, out of character, how old do these prints look like? Is there like water pools in it or something from rain, or is it just something
I mean,
that's like super
has it
fresh?
rained since we've been here?
No, it hasn't. It has not rained, and you would presume. Well, given from your nature on from what you've been told, how long the attack occurred and whatnot, it does seem rather as fresh as the current destruction of the building.
Oh, good. It's still nearby.
Bolden, can you see anything up north? Because if this considering the size of this footprint, it should be at least bigger than or as big as the trees. So
Unless
you
it's
might
sitting
actually
down
see
and wearing a green
anything.
hat.
Maybe,
A really big
but look
green hat.
anyway.
Should I roll perception?
If you want.
Natural 18.
Okay, so
Wasting good rolls.
But are we?
So what are
Uh-huh.
you trying to at least try to find or look for?
Using my non-elf eyes to see the environment, looking for any sign of giant heads or campfire smokes or anything that really stands out in the general area.
You don't see,
And anything not trees.
Pretty much.
you don't see any signs of like possible activity in a location, but as you kind of look a little past the ridge on where Riffin is, you do kind of see, you kind of get a small impression that if this creature was coming from anywhere, it probably would have kept itself by at least the thicker of the trees and away from the town.
Well, it goes without saying, due to the fact that you wouldn't want to be spotted.
So it probably came from that way.
Yes, and I found I think I found a couple things.
All right. Do you want to talk here, or you rather go back to town and talk about
I'd
it?
rather go back to town just in case.
All right.
We could discuss it over dinner.
I don't have magical eyes, mind you, but if there is anything here that is currently hiding itself, I'd rather not.
Kind of look
Yeah.
around suddenly, like, oh, yeah, good point.
Like, I'm good at hiding.
Hey, Riffin, you done down there?
Yeah, I suppose.
I sent on
Can't
back,
see
man.
any. I can't see any way that those hobgoblins could have climbed up.
Alright, so I probably start heading back towards the establishment.
Meanwhile, we're up here. Can I show you this new thing I can do?
No.
What new thing?
It's
I'm
really
curious.
cool.
What is it?
I'm just gonna point my hand and I'm gonna summon spiritual weapon.
Is that a bear on fire?
Yes.
I still don't believe we need a little bit of clip art on that one, but very nice.
That is beautiful.
And it is how we dubbed the Mall Bear.
I told you it was cool.
It's very
Opposite of cold.
how did I pat her head. I have no words. Good job.
How? It's magic. Jeez.
And I'm also gonna go to
Julia takes big steps.
Glump.
Haha.
Ah!
Y'all speedy.
Ha.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I'm just gonna go to the wall. Do 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 do. Crawl to the window. Do 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 do.
Bolton, what took you?
Leisurely walk.
Okay, so you managed to investigate the manor and you've returned to Stonehill Inn.
Back into one of our lovely rooms. Right, so while you two were investigating up north, my eye caught a glimpse of something on the south side. A pair of legs sticking out from the cliffside.
Hey, funny thing, we found a pair of legs, well, footprints. Were they related?
Probably not.
Like, how big were those legs?
Our size.
Oh, yeah, definitely not related then.
Well, here's the thing. I only dug out a partial bit because I didn't want to take too long on it.
Oh, dang, you should have called me. I'd helped out.
Well, we might be able to dig out more later, but I think it was the same tunnel that was collapsed on the inside.
Oh, the one from the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And I found a couple things, and one of which it's going to take me a little bit to decipher it. But the other one, I believe, is a magic scroll.
Okay, interesting.
And I hand it over to Jules. Could you possibly tell us what this is?
Let me see. I'll take a look at it.
I'm so fresh and new into magic. I'm not fully.
So would this be a Arcana roll, or?
Yeah.
Dice, because that one's evil. I'm gonna go with the turquoise dice. $24.
Okay.
Natural 20.
The scroll, you're looking over it, making sure you don't expend the use of it, and it's like, oh, it's a scroll of blind or deafness.
So, what this scroll can do, you can use it and, well, you can use it to do a spell where you could either make someone's vision go dark or make it where they can't hear anything.
That could be useful. That could be very useful. If we end up finding this camp that we assume exists here, then to make it so that the biggest threat is unable to see, it means he'd have less likely chance of, well, hitting us if we end up in a fight with him.
That is true.
Hopefully.
Though if there are magic users, the magic users have to hear their own incantation for the magic to work, yes?
Theoretically, I mean, well, Partition magic user might have overcome that disability.
Hmm.
It also depends on the spell. Normally, a scroll spell is already kind of cast halfway. So just reading it, and it doesn't even have to be loud always, can activate the spell.
Well, yes, but that's with... I'm talking about if, whatever their group is, if they have magic users that have spells handy. We have the scroll. But if they have magic users that are using basic magic, would they have to hear their own spell being cast in order for it to
No.
work?
Not necessarily. It's sometimes harder for them to cast. It is harder either way.
As bad as
Binding,
it
would be better,
sounds, I would
because they
rather...
can cast.
Yeah, I would rather, if we end up using this, and if our thoughts hold water, it would be better to use this against the biggest seeming threat, and if that footprint was anything to go by,
That was pretty big, yeah.
I'd rather use a blinding against something that has the potential of knocking us flat.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good to know. Jules, I think you're the one that has the most magical abilities here, right?
Yeah, I am awesome.
I would say for now you hold on to it, and if we do need it during a critical moment, you could probably have a better chance of reading this properly and having the spell work
Sorry, I'm back.
than the rest of us.
Out of character. What was the thing?
It was a scroll of blindness / deafness, and
Oh.
we're discussing how to use it to its fullest abilities.
Sounds painful.
Technically, it's not painful.
Well, I mean, if you're falling down a set of stairs and you can't see or, I guess hear them. I don't know.
Hear the stairs. Alright, so I'm not sure exactly about the ogre itself, but if the rest of them made it through the tree lines to get into the tunnel system, into the house.
Yeah, but the thing is that if the attackers came from the north, how did they get to the tunnel in the south?
They went around the mountain.
But why?
They split the party. Horrible idea.
Because the thing is that the only reason that they...
So are you saying it's potentially two different sets of creatures? Two different
maybe,
groups?
maybe. Considering we were attacked by two groups of hobgoblins, one with full armor and one
I
that
mean,
didn't have any armor, and
they had
they
armor.
were-
It was just shoddy armor, which
No, they
you
were
would usually
not.
They were
give
definitely not allies.
you would
Nope.
usually give the shoddy armor to the less experienced ones.
Like us.
Yeah, but they didn't look like they were from the same group. So
If we let things play out more than they did, we probably got a little more information out of them.
Yes. So you think it was two different groups?
yeah,
Now, the one group was wearing armor with the
Two-
markings of the.
To be fair, if we go bright and early to where I found the legs in the morning and undig the rest of him and see if perhaps something on his clothing gives us something, because I didn't dig him out completely.
can you at least identify what kind of race it was?
I have no idea. DM, you said it was a bugbear?
Yes.
Those were the things that were with the one lady before we got to town, right? The ones that were bugging the lizard person?
It was, yes.
It kind of looked like those. Remember whenever we were heading down here and that person was bugging that lizard man? And the people that she was with, those weird, tall, kind of fuzzy people. It kind of sort of
Yeah.
looked like one of those.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know anybody like that, so that's good to know. Did they look like they were well equipped, like any armor or weapons?
As I said, I only saw their legs. I was able to make it up to about part way up their torso to check their pockets, and that was it.
Well, we can at least say that they had a spell scroll, so
Yeah.
I would
they
have
were
to.
not totally defenseless.
I'm curious to get some drawn armor on like those other guys had.
I would have to undig the rest of their body to see if their upper torso might have anything to that nature.
Actually, from what you've at least seen, they didn't. From what you were at least able to see, it didn't look like they were wearing a lot of heavy amount of metalry among their leggings. It's nothing like the leggings that you pulled off from the other two bugbears.
No, I mean, I know that. I totally understand that. I mean, they might still have like some shoulder pads or something, though.
Or at least something with an icon that notifies you who they belong to. Such
Yeah.
as drawn, for instance.
Yeah, they might have some extremely shoddy armor where they only have shoulder pads.
The classic barbarian look. Or Mad Max.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does everyone do now?
Well, if the rest of you want to work out some sort of plan for the rest of the day, I'm going to try to take a little bit of time to decipher this. And I'm going to sit down and try to focus as best I can on this frickin' note.
What time are we looking at present?
Roughly, I would say 3. I'd say roughly it
Wait,
took
we're still
at
3?
least an hour. But no, it was originally 2 when you guys went up.
Okay.
Well, I have a lot of reading to do, so I probably am going to do that.
And I've already eaten lunch, so...
Okay, so Aura, you're going to be looking over this letter, like trying to figure out. It's like it does seem to fit your cant, but it's like what? But you're not used of the way on how it's being written, so it's like you're taking
Yeah.
some time to translate it.
Yeah.
So, just for kicks, give me another intelligence check.
That's better. 10?
Um, you get the basics of it down. So it's like you're not used to thieves' cant being written, because most times thieves' cant is always a spoken language. So it's kind of foreign and it kind of throws you off. And most of the time, most of the wordings, you're used to it being in like symbols. Like a symbol would mean something in a written form, and saying something is supposed to be only vocalized only. So it's like you're not used to seeing it as a written format. So
Okay, I'll take your word for that.
So you're reading over it, and you get the general gist of what this letter is. Apparently, it's some form of instructional hit list.
Really?
While it doesn't have names, it does have descriptions. You read one of the descriptions kind of matching you.
What? Okay, I'm gonna try to focus a little bit harder on this.
And then you go through the other descriptions. It kind of matches Julie, Bolgan's, as well as Riffin's descriptions.
Why the
And-
heck would they have a hit list on us?
We just got here.
And you finish it. After it's that, it says, you notice that this is from the Zentarum.
Centarum. Is that the place that we got freaking recruited at?
No.
I don't recognize the name at all.
Yeah.
Aside from that,
Is the name, like, for people who are more familiar with this Acquisition Incorporated, know that what that is off the top of their heads, or is that
No.
character?
Has
But-
nothing to do with Acquisition Incorporated, technically.
Okay.
It really
And-
doesn't.
and technically, someone in your group technically knows of this name already.
Okay, the second I realize what the hell this is, Bolgan is probably the closest to me. I don't know what he's doing, but
I
he's
am-
probably still in the room.
Probably a good thing, because I'm probably about to walk outside, because I was going to say this earlier. I'm going to like, well, I got nothing else to do, because, we'd already ate and drank at the bar earlier. I'm like, I'm going to go walk off some calories, and I was going to go out and walk.
I grab Bolgan's arm.
Hey, what's up?
Okay, my character's barely pale. She looks sheet white
Oh,
at this moment.
Would you like some milk or something?
This is a hit list on us.
Wait. On us, or like
On
us to
us.
do a hit list?
this is me. This is you.
Oh,
this is
dear.
Jules. It's a list describing us.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna sit down. I grab my halberd and kind of put my boot against the door.
I need to get Jules and
Who's all in the room with us? I mean,
I think
we're in a room,
Jules-
right?
I think Jules left for her room, and I'm pretty sure that Riffin left for his.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I don't bar the door. I actually open the door.
I'm just.
Repping
I'm
it
gonna.
ready.
I'm gonna go get them.
All right.
I'm just
moving
gonna
the
knock on their
hall
door.
and look down the stairs towards the lower area.
I'm gonna knock on their doors and just say, "Group meeting, now."
Oh, we
Again.
just had a meeting. I was
Group
reading.
Meeting now.
Fine, you'll put away the book.
As you open the door, you see me with my halberd out, pointing it towards the staircase.
And I go back to the
Well,
room, and
Did
I'm just
Something happen?
I'm just gonna have my daggers
wait,
out, and I'm
wait.
pacing.
We got issues in the room quick.
Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. What's up?
The note that I found. It's a hit list on us.
Oh,
Someone
yeah,
isn't
that
excited.
it comes with the job sometimes.
We barely got here.
We're,
We haven't been here but a few days.
We're new.
It's
I mean,
apparently from someone called the Centaurum?
The Zentarum. Does that sound familiar?
Fiddlesticks.
I'll take that as a yes.
May I roll a history to see if I might have heard of him from my dad?
I'll allow it, but Riffin, I remember you making this roll when you were in Waterdeep. You
Mhm.
technically know of what the Zentarum are.
Yes.
Wait, is this the feather thing?
16.
I don't think it's the feather.
Not necessarily.
All right, so Jule, you have an idea on who the Zentarum are. They are kind of a known terrorist organization in a way.
Oh, goody.
We got Al Caddy.
Now, normally you don't know too much of their Black Network activity, but at the same time, you would think this is kind of normal. You're not sure. It's like you don't have dealings with the Zentarum, just what is generally known of them.
Alright, I think there's some kind of terrorist organization.
But how would they know about us? We haven't
Well-
done anything.
Well, that's probably the problem. Just because it's from the Centaurum, that doesn't tell us too much. Anyone that would want to us out of the way could have just make the deal with them.
But what have we
On the
done?
other hand,
We fought rats in a sewer.
what we
before
have
this.
done, I think we have done enough.
We fought rats in a sewer before this, and giant feet, and a shit monster.
I mean,
Did a
I-
shit monster take
I
out a
think
contract
it might
on
be
us?
normal for them.
Oh god,
Aura?
the shit monster did this.
Hmm.
We
Aura?
let him live.
There is one other thing on the letter that I didn't neglect to mention. There is also another name by name of Raskel.
As a person putting out the hit, or as a person on the list?
It's not. It doesn't seem like the person that is descriptive on the list, but more like it's like, you know how you normally end a letter with a name or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Was it a person that was like on the list of people that are supposed to be taken out, or was it one of the signature people for like, here's your thing to do, best regards, so and so?
Basically, yeah.
I don't recognize this name.
In my line
Anyone-
of work,
Anyone
would
know what
I-
a rascal is?
Isn't that like a color palette or something? No, that's pastel. Never mind.
in my line of work, would I know this person? Or would I have heard about this person?
Give me a history roll.
That's probably a no.
It's like you're
I-
kind of all right. Go.
Only out of a 5.
It's like you're trying to think on the name. It's doesn't seem to be ringing any bell.
Ah, well. That might be a problem. We don't know the person.
This is stupid.
I know. I've dealt with it many a times. Though, not from the center, personally. That's the first. Okay, so... Any plans?
Well,
I
we
say
could
get out of town
leave.
as soon as possible.
I mean,
Yeah, that would normally be my plan too, but...
when's our backup gonna get here? Are we
What
getting
backup?
Are we getting anything anyway?
The only thing I see is that little Mr. Allman doesn't give a fuck about what goes on here. All he cares about is his bottom dollar.
Speaking about Mr.
We've-
Almond Milk, I mean, he's like one of the only ones that know we're here. So how did these
We
guys
gave
figure
our
out we're
report.
here?
We told them what it was that happened here. We're of no use anymore here. The best we could do is potentially help to try to stop this town from having any issues, but we're only 4 people. And who knows how many people is in this group that we assume is still out in the woods because of the livestock issue. We're going to get completely decimated. This town is probably going to get destroyed.
And by the way, if that person was part of this group that was attacking us, you do realize we probably just lucked out on not getting murdered down there in the tunnels before. We were already weak before that collapse happened. If that bugbear thing had come in on us, yeah, we would have been toast.
Not really.
We were exhausted.
Oh, please, we fought a few others upstairs after that.
But
so
they weren't professional
we will-
assassins coming to kill us now, were they?
No,
No, but they were fully armored.
assassins are a little bit stronger and harder to deal with than someone that's coming from the front.
Yeah, I mean, they sneak up behind us and they're like a level 16 or something, we're dead.
The what now?
Exactly.
I don't think that we're not equipped to deal with any of this stuff. And if they're coming after us, then that's putting this town even more at risk than it already is. If they're following us as much as what this letter seems to be that they're following us, it's safer for the town for us to leave.
I mean, it's
Well-
not like they can burn down that building any further.
Why don't we do that?
What, burn it down further?
No, leave.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least pretend to leave.
No, I'm up for just actually leaving.
This town has no guard. This town has no defense. And if they're coming in for us, as well as whatever is in this town that they feel is worth trying to go after, everyone will die. If we
but
leave-
if we are here or not, that doesn't matter. They are going to get that item probably. Because
We
they
don't
don't
know
know
what they're
that we
after.
have it.
Well, if we leave, we take the item with us and they still don't get it.
Yes, but they will destroy the village because they think it's in the village.
Well, we did try to, send word up to Ullman, and if he doesn't bring down anyone, then it's not on us. We gave him information, and they are far more equipped than us 4 to deal with this.
Doesn't matter. If look how long it took for us to be here. There's nobody, unless they somehow have a teleport circle
Or a
and
horse.
there and here. No, even with horse, they would not be here in time.
Then that's on them. This is supposed to be a town under their protection, right? So if they obviously don't care about it and they decide to put interns here to try to save it, even though we are far, far under equipped, it's not our fault.
The other guys had
True.
literal golden mangies. And
Yes,
they still got their
there was-
asses kicked.
There was far more people here before. and they were
Yes.
destroyed.
They have
What are
a
4 people gonna do?
giant. They have a giant.
The best we can do is run. Perhaps, maybe try to figure out where the camp is, see if we can take them out one by one, and then. Honestly, the ogre would probably be the most problematic. I don't
Her
think
giant
we're
around the
capable,
elbows.
even if we take out the rest of the camp, I don't think we would be capable of taking out an ogre by ourselves. But if we leave, are able to find that camp, and able to at least try to deal with the smaller issues. And that's not including whatever this second company or this second threat is that's probably here too.
That's the point. That's why we leave, pretending to.
So,
Because
wait a minute.
if those assassins think we are leaving, they won't at least bother this village. However, we are still going to help the village by taking a U-turn and look for whoever it is that is stealing the.
Why don't we leave some clues and make it look like the other group stole it, and they could kill each other off and save us all the trouble?
That's the other thing, is if one of these groups is here for us and the other groups is here for the town, then only one of the groups will come after us. The other one will still attack the town.
Yes.
Regardless, we're screwed.
So yeah, we get them to fight each other, and we watch popcorn eating.
You don't get it, Bulgan.
What's the get? I'm not a hero. I'm a stonemason.
I
I'm-
go off of my survival instincts, and this does not seem winnable. Especially when we have no means to figure out just how powerful they are. We might be able to take out one group if they are weak enough, if we do this properly. But 2 groups.
The thing is, with the Centaurum, it's easy if we have money.
By the way, does this
What
term
money?
count? Does this term count as a third group?
Unfortunately, we don't have money, so we need them, or we need a way to mislead them.
Yep.
If this group is as big as what you're making it out to be, it won't matter. They'll keep coming after us, probably.
Doesn't matter.
I really want to get this off my chest. Is the Zentarum a third group, or are they working with one of the other 2 groups? It's hurting my head.
We have no information. We don't know who's working with whom. One of the groups might be working with Drawn. The other group is who knows what.
Okay, so we're all still confused then. Good. Okay.
We have no evidence of who these people are.
I don't think we should stay in town right now. I think we still got daylight. Maybe we should find somewhere to camp out in the woods, north of town.
You honestly think it'd be safer to camp out there where there's no walls?
Well, like you said before, camping in the walls ain't really going to help in this situation either.
If we keep someone awake, keep watch, maybe we'll be safe. First thing in the morning, just head out.
Solid point, but I have a funny feeling we're going to get attacked tonight.
Well
If
then,
everything's going the way it is. I mean, that
If
buggy
it's-
bear
okay,
was
so-
literally at the foot of the mountain.
It's, what, about 5 or 6 o'clock right now, DM?
No, it's more like 4-ish.
Okay, so what if we just What if we try to take a small nap now, for a few hours, and head out whenever it gets dusk?
Nobody sleeps in a room by themselves either.
Well, no.
I'm just saying that to everybody. It's like, we can't protect everybody if we're all separated.
I'm not saying a full rest, because a full rest would be midnight before we left. We might be able to get like a couple hours in and then just leave.
Yeah, Julie, you may want to be on first watch. That way you can enjoy coloring and reading with the light.
Okay.
Okay, fine, we'll do it.
With my lack of
Sure.
night vision, I should probably be somewhere after Julie, probably second watch. Anybody want to take third watch?
I'll take third.
Well, Riven,
I'll
you've
take
been elected.
last then. That's fine because I can see in the dark.
I mean, it's only for a few hours at best.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do a full sleep till midnight. I say probably just rest until about 8 o'clock or so and then head out.
In reality,
Unless-
that would actually help out a lot in, this out of character course with, make sure we're fully rested in case anything happens.
Full rest would be 8 hours.
I'm just saying, breaking it up like that. For physical, not video game or board game style resting. But yeah, that's out of character anyway.
Okay, so you guys are essentially taking a rest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And who is going first?
I am.
Okay. Nothing seems to happen on your watch or shift as. So you each go through your shifts. No, and if you are looking out the window at times, it's like everything's normal, seems active. You don't seem any activity in or out of the inn.
I assume we're all going to head to dinner before we actually
Yeah.
long rest.
Yes.
Well, it's not even a long rest.
So, how long exactly?
You said it's 4.
Yeah, I'd say
would
we just
go to
rest.
8, so
Yeah.
an hour guard each, I guess.
Yeah. So half of a long rest.
Okay. You generally stay in the inn for the most part. And, well, everything seems okay. Kind of keeping an eye to your back, making sure no one's there or you don't hear or see any.
Well, everybody except me, kinda.
Yeah, you're reading your book.
I'm not worried.
So, during this period of time, do we ever come across any of the other NPCs that are important, such as the lady from Ack Inc., the half-burned orc, or anything, that we could inform her of the current update of situation?
That all depends if you tell her this.
Well, I would if I saw her. That's what I'm asking, if she came in at any point in time.
No, she's generally been resting.
So, if it's 8 o'clock and we still haven't seen her, then I probably would knock on the door and inform her of what's happened, the change of situation with the assassination people.
Okay.
Alright, so what's next?
Well, that all depends on what you guys do next.
8 o'clock. Gather my things up. Nudge people.
Five more minutes.
All right, 5 more minutes, but if you're dead in the morning, don't blame me.
Fine.
So I'm probably coming back in from informing the other lady. So, what are we going to be doing this time? It's 8 o'clock, lights going down.
We're leaving.
Okay.
Yes, and we need to make it very clear to as many people as possible.
So we should probably grab a meal first and talk about, in the open, about what our plans are. And eat a big meal so it looks like we're planning on traveling a while. Not a lot of alcohol either. No one really wants to get slop drunk before they go on a trip.
I shouldn't eat too much either because that's going to. We need to make it look like we are going to.
That's my point. While we're
All
eating,
along,
we can
but-
sit there and talk about, roads we're taking and destination and
but-
stuff like that.
I mean, technically,
Shouldn't
there's only one
actually
road out of
say
town.
True. But that's why we got to talk about a lot about what we're planning on doing. Whether it's heading back to...
I mean,
the hell
technically,
it
that's the
was.
only way we can go right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what Bogan means is where
What we're
are we
doing
going
after
to
that?
go? Yes.
Yeah, that way anybody that may be an informant for the guys, any of the groups, would be like, oh, hey, they're leaving. They're heading this place. I better tell somebody.
Yeah, or stand in that road.
And if we make it look like we just don't care, that we're not aware that we're being tracked, then they ain't going to think anything about us talking about it.
I hear Luskin is nice this time of the year.
We'll see. We'll see.
So, in that case, I'm heading down towards the meal area.
I am going to as well.
I make sure to bring my full pack and all my equipment with me, so
Yeah.
does it look like I'm checking out?
Okay.
Well, it was fun to travel with you all.
I bring the 2 suits of armor with me, too.
Okay, so... Are we really gonna try to sell these things? We could just leave them and...
Well, I mean, we're heading back to, what was it, Riverwood? That's Skyrim. What is this place called again?
Waterdeep?
Waterdeep, yeah. Well, we're heading back to Waterdeep, so I mean, I should be able to fetch a decent price for these.
Yes, even so, do you really want to walk all the way there with these things?
I enjoy good exercise, and, it's going to be at least a 3-day
Believe me.
walk starting tonight.
Believe me, they are worth it.
Yeah.
These things would be worth more than all the money we have together.
Alright,
moment.
so head up to Waterdeep, sell these, split the money, and then go whichever way we're gonna go.
Yeah, have a few words with that almond guy about this BS job he gave us.
Yes, it'd be lovely to just tell him that, no, thank you. I don't want any part of this anymore.
Oh, man, I'm so glad to be done with this. I mean, you think about it, our job here is done anyway. We took
Yes.
care of investigating that thing. It's done. And,
I mean, it's as done as it can be. I mean, what else are we supposed to do with it?
I mean, it's not like we can collect the taxes from the dead guys.
I mean, that's even if we could find their bodies.
Yeah, it's so sad. Really.
It is sad.
Who knows? On the road, we're probably going to run into that representative.
And we can tell him on the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully he's bringing a whole army down here.
Maybe. Well, anyway. I'd love to share a drink with you, but you know how it is with traveling.
Yeah, don't
We'll-
get
we'll
too
share-
slappy drunk.
We'll share a drink in Waterdeep before we split ways.
Indeed.
Okay, so you all start making your way out of town then.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so you start making your way heading north to what is Tribor Trail.
Since we're, already heading out of town, I'm just gonna say in a low voice so only them around me can hear, unless I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, I really don't trust this road if people are following us.
Yeah, I mean, this is straight up ambush
I'm
territory.
counting on it.
Yeah.
I mean, telling them the armor's worth a shit ton of money kind of puts any thieves that might have been in town on us as well. So, 4 groups!
That's fine.
I just am gonna have my hands resting on my dagger handles the entire time. Not drawn out, but, and my ears are gonna be completely open to,
I've run a rope through both suits of armor, so I have them over my shoulder, but ready to drop both sets to the ground in an instant.
Okay, so as you guys are making your way out of town, at which point, are you sticking to the main road that's leading out of the town?
For the beginning, for sure, but probably not after we get out of eyesight of the town.
Yeah.
Okay, so just out of general curiosity, I want everyone to give me a general survival check.
Survival check. Okay, that is a +1. Let's see what I get.
Okay, that is a 16.
19.
I got lucky. I got a 20.
12
Not
plus,
a natural one.
12
just
plus 2 is a 14.
Okay. So you start making your way out of town, and you generally keep looking back, making sure you don't see anyone. And normally, at which point, around this time, you're roughly out of sight of the town.
Uh-oh.
Somebody dropped.
Oh. Did we lose?
We lost the DM!
Yes.
We lost the DM! Oh no!
This story is mine now. Then
I
the
didn't
dragons attacked, and the 4 armies fighting over the one ring.
And the Fire Nation came and burned everything.
I would say that we should, part of me wants to say let's test to see if his stream is still going.
The stream is still going. I think.
Okay, well we're gonna have to... Somebody
Oh,
pop into the
God.
room.
He's still talking.
Somebody pop into the room and tell him.
Yeah, I guess he didn't hear the bloop bloop bloop.
Probably not.
There you are, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, hey there, fella. Where you been?
We were heading out of town.
Sulan,
Dan?
we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear anything just yet.
What, you can't hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Oh,
hear
there you are.
There we can. Yay!
I blame lag. Anyway,
He desynced.
what was the last thing you heard?
We were heading out of town.
Look back, and that was like it.
Yeah.
Okay, then didn't you hear the most important thing?
Nope.
Nope.
As you started to keep your eyes focused forward on the road. you
Oh, I'm
come
looking all
across
over.
Nobody's
Well-
really focused anywhere but all over.
Well, you come across something you saw earlier today.
A dog.
You see, and this isn't even on the side of the road. You just see one big footprint in the middle of the road.
I'm starting, whichever direction that's coming from, I'm just gonna start shimmying over to some of the tree line.
And let's get
That's
to
not
that.
good.
Oh, hey.
Ignore the dead horses.
Oh, no. That's a giant footprint shaped like horses.
It murdered Black Beauty.
But you generally spot it right there.
So, are we supposed to see this?
Actually, that's what you do. You first are fixated on this foot imprint, and then you kind of look up, and you see what looks to be a huge ogre, kind of head nuzzling with a dire wolf.
Oh, he's got a pupper.
I am instantly. I'm gonna try to stealth over this way. If that's okay with you.
You think I can convince him to give me the doggy?
Yeah, sure. You go right, we'll go left. And if you tell him we're here, I will kill you myself.
Who's a good Snookums? You're a good Snookums. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Now, is this the guy
was
that
a
left the giant
21.
footprint the size of me?
Probably.
Because that's worried,
That was
wondering how big ogres are compared to giants.
This is basically a 2x2 creature, so this thing, on a normal scale, because of your racial character trait, you can technically, in a odd sense, you can technically, if you were in in a strength of arms contest, people would probably get you two mixed up. But if this was any other normal person, it's like, you're going against something bigger than you? Are you crazy? Okay, so what was everyone's stealth?
21.
I haven't rolled stealth yet. Ooh, nat 20. So that's stealth is 22 then. Oh,
Okay.
finally rolled a decent roll for
Natural 1 for a 4.
I'm not even stealthing.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. So Aura and Volgan, you are in the tree lines and not being seen. Jule, Riffin. All right. So Jule, you're trying to remain stealthy, but you keep stubbing yourself on a lot of rocks. Where are these rocks coming from? Ow!
Who put all these rocks here? Ow! Ow!
It's a road. They are normal.
And at which point, all right. So Riffin, you were not stealthing.
Nope.
Okay.
I feel that Jule's making enough noise. I don't need to be stealth.
Okay. So at which point, the ogre, which had its head like kind of inward towards the direwolf, like keeping itself distracted, hears Jule as it like kind of turns its head up. It's like, huh? Hey. Hi. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Is your puppy nice?
No. As Pup starts.
What if I gave him some jerky? Would he be nice?
Pupper already ate. But thank you.
Oh, I just want to pet the puppy.
Pet it from inside its stomach, maybe.
You are kibble-sized.
Can I help you?
We're just traveling.
Oh.
Just traveling. What's
Where-
your name?
Duzant.
Sorry, what?
Duzant.
Duzant. And what's the puppy's name?
Snooky.
Snooky?
That is
Does
a
it
good
have
name.
a boyfriend named The Experience or whatever? Out of character, obviously. I'm still stealthy, because fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm not sticking around either. You guys are a great distraction, by the way.
So where
I
are
know.
you? Where are you heading?
Unfortunately,
Luskin.
Waterdeep.
Ah, that's nice.
Is it okay if we go past?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Duzant normally don't get visited.
You don't?
No. The town is scared of me.
Why would the town be scared of you? You're nice and you got a nice doggy.
Well,
Wait a minute. I'm just talking to myself.
well, I kind of used to be near town more often, but not anymore.
What happened?
Oh, well, locals got a little scared of me. So I decided to leave.
Why would they be scared of you?
Well, as she looks at the dire wall.
Y'all still there? Because I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, I was waiting for you guys because she just looked at the wolf.
Oh, it's you. I thought you
Oh,
were
so-
going to continue something.
Yeah, you stopped. And I kind of just
Yeah.
thought it was another drop.
So the townspeople are afraid of Snooky?
Yeah. Yeah, they got tight.
That's not right.
I got 2 questions.
Yeah?
How long have you been living around here?
Let's see. That would be, many suns and moons, but, I think you, mortals tend to go by, what is it, months, years, I think? I would say maybe, is 5 years right?
That's plenty.
Oh wow, 5 years?
And how long have you had Snookum?
Oh, I had the snookum for roughly about a couple days now, actually.
You don't say.
Yeah. I was told to do a job. These were technically gifts.
Really? Can
Yeah.
you tell us what the job was?
Well, I could, but
You're not
That's
allowed.
not- well, not that I'm allowed. I just never accepted it fully.
You never accepted it?
No, never did. Although I only did half the job, but after I
Hmm.
realized what the job was, I left.
Could you explain what you needed to do?
Give me a persuasion check.
Of course.
By the way, I'm curious out of character. How loud is everybody? Like, do we have to worry about people overhearing this conversation?
Well, I guess
Probably.
it depends how.
There
I'm
kinda-
just not.
we're in shouting distance. We're not close enough to talk normally.
Yeah, so you guys would be hearing this.
Okay. But more importantly, can others who may be pursuing us hear us? That's the other thing.
I mean, if you guys can hear it easily, you would presume so.
Concerning.
I-
Okay.
So
I didn't
what?
roll all that great. Only got a 17.
Well, let's see. I didn't necessarily see the individual's face, but they sound like a cloaked goblin. But we roughly met a couple days ago near Neverwinter.
That's quite a distance.
Yeah, he asked me to carry a lot of boxes for him. It almost felt like dead weight. Horrible smell, too.
I know that I'm being quiet, but since I'm listening to this conversation, can I insight this ogre?
Sure.
I'll assist with the inciting as well. Just to be
Oof.
like, what?
10.
I'm worse than you. I got a 7.
As far as you two are, no, it's like you're not used to dealing with individuals of this size, but it's like you feel he might be telling the truth, but part of you is like, I'm not sure about this kind of thing. Because it's like you're not used to dealing with something bigger than you.
Where I come from, I'm the biggest there is.
Shh.
Also, Riffin, something else also strikes you odd about this.
You don't say.
You, from what little experience that you've heard of ogres, this ogre seems to be very coherent with their language. And oddly enough, the common they are speaking is not broken common.
Yes, I noticed that.
By the way, as a side note, I totally thought that was a spoon being balanced on a stick in front of the dog. I didn't realize it was an axe. I had to zoom all the way in.
Jesus Christ.
I also believe that this is the person or being that was living outside the city, but they didn't know who it was.
Were you saying that to Jule, or was that out of character?
That was out of character. But that's just what I believe.
Okay. Trying to think if there was another question you asked that I overlooked. Was there anything else that Riffin asked?
What exactly was the job that he needed to do that he didn't finish? Or lied that he finished?
Well, after first job was finished, I was told to harass people on this road, but I don't care about what little golden child says.
Little golden child?
Yeah, about roughly your size. Kind of weird gold memorabilia. Very interesting robes. I don't know. She always wanted to meet me during the night, but I'm just trying to find a place to live by my own.
Hmm. Wait a second. That description. Do you know? Hmm. So let me get this straight. You just want a house somewhere that so you can live in peace?
Yeah, basically. But I also understand that being able to maintain things of that nature requires money.
Sometimes. It depends on the people in that are near.
I know. That's why I kind of started moving away from Fandalin. Because Well, I don't want my puppers to go after the people living there, but however, I can't deny him stock of food.
That is true.
Say, I'm guessing you've seen, or maybe have you seen some hobgoblins and or bugbears going around here?
Have I? I think I may have seen one or two come by through here. Although, it's hard to say because by the time I got closer, they were already running away.
Hmm. Have you maybe seen smoke or a camp somewhere in the forest?
Huh. Smoke or camp? Smoke or camp? No, can't say that I have either.
Okay. Say, if you could help us, maybe we can help you with a house.
Oh? At which point you kind of see the ogre stand up from the stump it was sitting on, and it actually starts to move close.
I stand my ground because I don't feel that he doesn't wants to do anything evil. I'm more concerned about his papa. That's what that he said wasn't the nicest.
He does kind of move closer, and she does like kind of put both her hands on her knees, like, well, what did you have in mind?
Well, a few days ago there was an explosion. Maybe you heard that?
Well, technically, yeah. I mean, I was told to bash a house.
Oh.
That's not very nice.
No, that I see. You were alone at that time? I suppose you were the one that did that. I
Well,
guess.
I was paid to do that, actually. No one lived
Yeah,
in that house when I was told.
Oh.
So
The
your
person
employer lied to you then. There were people there.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got
kinda.
hurt really, really bad.
Oh.
But I don't blame you for that.
You don't?
Because
That was all your
No.
employer's fault. You were just an unknowing accomplice.
But that was and the person that paid you for it was that small, childlike character.
Well, the one who paid me was, I guess you can say, was a. They sound like a goblin, but they kept themselves cloaked. I'm not sure what their face looked like. There were two other smaller ones too.
Did you get a name?
No, I'm normally not good with names.
Was there a kobold with them?
Oh, you met Kobold?
His name is Larry. He's my apprentice.
Really?
I'm gonna teach him magic.
Okay. Either way, I understand that you also know a kobold.
I do.
Does that happen to be what was his name? Patsky?
Yeah, Patsky was his name.
I ask it.
Yeah, I think so. I believe that's what the scaly small one was.
His
Okay.
name is now Larry.
Okay. Well, either way, yeah, we need to find out why they wanted that. Well, we have we think we know the reason why they wanted you to break that building. But we need to make sure, and we need to know who is behind it all. So, if you can help us with that in any way, any information that would, or that might actually help us a lot.
Well, what can Stuzon do to help?
Hmm,
I normally just want to be left alone.
I know. I understand that. This might be a slightly more problem. There's one thing is that people are losing cattle, like cows. Does that have to do with your pet?
Well, like I said before, my puppers need to eat, and I don't want them going after the people living in town.
So that is also because of you then. Okay, this might be a little more problematic than I hoped. Hmm. Okay. Could you is there a river in near here somewhere?
That is a good question. I don't believe so.
That's unfortunate. Hmm. I'm trying to think of an alternate food source, even if it's just temporary, so that we have some time to think of something more permanent.
While your character's thinking this, the ogre's kind of like looking you two over. Huh. Funny.
What's funny?
You two seem very new to town, but Stuzant was told about you two before. Where are the other two?
Long gone.
Other two?
You guys have no clue. We bamped the fuck out.
There's not enough blocks on the screen how far we've gone. We're probably outside of hearing range by this point.
I mean, we left town and then we went this way. They went the other way, and we bid them farewell.
Oh, because I kept getting complaints from this small golden one to keep an eye for you two.
And can you tell us why?
Well, she kept going into details about I should kill you.
And why is that? We didn't do anything
You-
wrong.
You're a nice person. You shouldn't kill people.
I don't know, but she continues barking orders at me like I need to continue my job. But my job was only to go after the mansion.
Sounds like this golden person is a dick. When was the last time you saw them?
Let's see. Roughly about earlier this day, morning.
Where did you see them at?
Well, roughly around here, actually.
I'm just gonna yell out. I mean, if you wanted to meet us, you can always come out.
I saw them go back into town. I'm not sure they are here.
Oh,
I am guessing that I know who the golden person is.
Oh, dude's hell.
Golden mongoose.
No. It's the
the priest at that
church.
temple?
Yes. There's only one piece of the puzzle that I technically don't know. So, for Riven, it's still... It's a possibility. But I don't have any proof about it. So I have to keep quiet about it. I can only say it's a possibility. So, Julie, what shall we do?
I mean, it's not nice that he's barking orders at you. Does he have a name?
She never gave name.
Never gave name. That's rather rude, don't you?
Talking about names, we shouldn't be rude either. I'm Riven.
I'm
Oh.
Julie.
Nice to meet you two.
Nice to meet you too. We're friends now.
Okay. Never had friend before.
But yeah, I don't see a reason that you should still help that golden person, especially considering she's barking orders and apparently lying to you. Either way, she hasn't been really nice.
No, she hasn't. But she continues coming out to harass me.
How often does she come out to harass you? Every day?
Ever since attacking the manor.
So she comes out like once a day, or early in the morning?
About so.
Would you like us to help you tell her to leave you alone and let you be?
That would be nice.
really would. You're a good person. You don't deserve to be harassed like that.
Well, if it's early in the morning, I suppose we should be near then. So, I don't know where you sleep, rest, live.
Well, I haven't made a den for myself. But at one point I used to own a building in town, but I don't think it'd be wise to go back in town.
Yeah, not at the moment at least. Especially not if they hear that you were the kind of the one that kind of broke dimension.
I do. Sorry for that. I
That's
didn't know
fine.
people were there.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. You didn't know, so you couldn't have known. Well. Considering it's evening, mind if we camp near you? We can share rations.
Well, if you can help feed both puppers, that's not.
I'll be happy to help.
At which point, as he says both, she says both puppers. Julie, out of curiosity, what's your passive perception?
My passive is a 14.
Okay, you normally you wouldn't see it at first, but however, as you kind of steer to your left, you see a head pop out from the bush.
Whoa, you got 2 puppies! What's this one's name?
Fluffy.
Mr. Kibbles.
This one, at first it's like it pokes its head out of the bushes as it's like eyeing both Riffin and Julie. It's not growling, oddly enough, but it is kind of sizing you two up, though.
I'm just picturing a gigantic pug with his tongue sticking out.
Yeah, something like that.
So what's this puppy's name?
I haven't named that one yet.
You have
Larry the Second. Larry Jr.
Large Larry.
Fluffy's always a good name.
I'll consider it.
Julie is just looking at this puppy and going, "Oh, you're just a good-looking doggy, aren't you?"
So, what do you do? What do you two do now about this?
Well, I feel we are in a good spot. I'm not sure where the other two are.
Transitioning.
Yeah.
So, what does happen to Bolgan and Aura at this point?
About 2 kilometers out of here, I guess.
Yeah.
don't think we stopped, to be honest with you.
I mean,
Oh.
to be fair, Jules has that animal friendship potion that might work on a dire wolf. She'll be fine. It's only an ogre and a wolf that we're aware of.
And then the other 5. It's like a cat lady with dogs. Big, angry dogs.
And here I thought...
They have
you guys-
GTFO spells. Like, if we start hearing serious fighting, then we'll figure out what to do from there.
Like, how much faster to run in the opposite direction.
yes.
Well, that totally is up to you two, because you've kind of been hearing the conversation as you've been kind of stealthing through, and you haven't heard any type of trees smashing or rocks thrown or people dying, so...
Knowing how Jule operates,
Yeah, exactly.
I am extremely
Wow,
impressed
you're small.
that her silver tongue has managed to, appease the situation.
I was totally expecting the big one to be like,
nothing
you're small.
bad has happened. Like I just assumed that she is really good at talking.
Well, you did hear that I was also not in a panic or anything.
I'm sure they're fine.
Yeah. If we ever see those two alive again, I'll tell them they did a good job.
I'm sure they're fine.
So,
Okay then.
any sign of being pursued still? Of anybody from town?
Give me your perception roll.
A nat 2.
15.
No, it's quiet as far as you're aware. No one doesn't seem to be following you or anything of that nature.
Well, at least we're doing our part of the job.
If we hear any explosions or fightings, I might go back.
I really don't want to, but yeah. But those two really need to get off the damn road. That's where the bad guys will be looking for us.
Maybe.
Then again, if they come across that big old lady and her pupper, they may not want to engage anyway.
Perhaps. I mean, it's hard to tell exactly what side that thing's on, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very intelligent for an ogre, which is...
I was really
Very.
surprised, too.
It's very odd. It doesn't sit
I heard
right.
stories about how evil and large they were and angry.
Right.
Like, aren't they supposed to be like chaotic evil or something?
Well, I'm not sure about, chaotic, but
Well, I'm just saying the stories I
any
hear.
of the stories I've heard, I've never heard of a peaceful one. Then again, there are good dragons and bad dragons, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. I just don't think I'd hear of an ogre lasting too long that wasn't aggressive, because everybody would naturally attack them thinking they were aggressive. Side note, didn't you say it was a female at first, or was it male?
I did, yeah.
That was the biggest titties I've ever seen.
I kind of smack his arm a little bit.
I didn't say I was impressed. More like slightly horrified.
Why would those be the first things you notice?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know it was a male or female at first. I like, oh god. And I saw the teeth of the dog and the size of the creature, and I said, you know what? That's a lady. She's bigger than me. I appreciate that and all, but I'm out of here.
Death by snoo snoo.
Exactly. He's been looking for a woman large enough to, not be intimidated by him, but he might have found something far beyond his scope. Like a freaking Tic Tac in a tuna can.
What about Tic Tacs?
No, nothing. No, I was thinking about some Tic Tac Toe. Anyway. Whew.
If we hear any yelling and explosions, we'll know that they fucked up.
Chances are they're dead by that point, anyway.
True, but I feel like they'd at least get off a couple hurrahs before dying.
So, transitioning back over to Julie and Riffin. So you managed to talk to this ogre who happens to have been a resident of Vandalin at some point. Aside from that, you got some information about she had helped with the attack on the manor, but had been
Kinda.
yeah. Aside from that, out of curiosity, how many trail rations are you two offering?
I will offer. Let's see, I got a couple days worth of rations. I'll offer 2 days worth. I'm good.
Okay.
I will offer as many as needed. Up
Okay.
to 9.
Okay, so we'll say for this sake, you give 5 to the one direwolf Riffin, and Julie, you give 2 to the direwolf near you. So normally these things don't eat rations, but they'll at least bite it up and like take it with them. And you kind of see them kind of like dash northward.
I wanted to pet the pupper.
Oh well. Maybe they need to grow on you.
Really?
Or you need to grow on them.
Try not to get attached to them. Otherwise, that's when the bones start sticking you.
A head nuzzle with bone shards is kind of painful, I bet.
And yet you saw the ogre doing it without worry.
It's the fat rolls.
Yeah. She has thick skin.
So what do you two do now?
Well, depending on where the ogre is going, I want to be near her to set up camp.
Okay.
Same.
Okay. Riffin, Julie, while you two are setting up camp, give me a perception roll.
23.
I will not go past that.
Okay. Julie, you actually noticed this.
I got 16.
You notice as you're setting up camp, you think you may have heard something coming from the direction on where the town came from. And you kind of look around, and it's the kobold.
Larry!
Hi!
So you got out of town too?
Well, kinda. Uh, oh, you're alive.
I made a friend.
Oh? Who would that be?
She's a very nice ogre.
It's like you see him have a mixed reaction at that, or first his face looks pained, but at the same time kind of relieved. It's like, huh?
Can I insight that, or am I totally not near? Because I believe that I can hear them at least talking and see.
I would say
I don't.
I would say for the moment, well, you see Jule talking somewhere, so I would say you would have to at least get a better visual first to see who she's talking to.
Well, I know who she's talking to because he said Larry.
At which point, this will be the second time you've encountered Pasky or Larry, because you two are alive. Wait, where are the other two?
They took off in another direction, I guess.
Okay.
Hopefully the buffoon doesn't get Aurelia killed.
Or himself.
Or himself.
Okay, so if you want to give me an insight now, Riffin, you can.
Okay. Man, 14.
His reaction is genuine.
Okay.
So you met Suzanne?
Yeah. She's my new friend.
Suzanne?
Suzanne.
Oh, Susanna, won't you cry for
Suzanne.
me?
Well, was she alone?
Nope.
She has two doggos. One's named Snooky and the other doesn't have a name.
Or in reality, that is what the dog's name doesn't have a name.
Like, no one's killing me.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I'm being attacked by no one. No one is killing me.
Then why are you shouting?
What was that? Ilion the Odyssey? I can't remember.
I do know a spaghetti western with a person that calls himself Nobody. And on the grave of, or at least they faked the death of a person that was supposed to be the fastest shutter in the West. And on his final grave was stated, nobody was faster than me.
Okay. The kobold is like, oh, that's good. Was there any others? Did anyone follow you out?
No, we didn't see anyone.
Actually, what are you suggesting with that? Why do you ask that?
Oh, well, you see,
Did you
Larry,
see someone?
spit it out. Spit it out and I'll show you a magic trick.
both you two give me persuasion checks.
Us too.
She's gonna make that cupcake disappear.
That is a 22.
And for me, at 23.
It's like at first, it's like he seemed a little hesitant, but it's like, well, you see, well, I was told to keep tabs on anyone coming in and out of town.
Who was telling you to do that? That's not nice.
Well, it was, I think, what was her name now? I think it was Ditch, she called herself.
I knew it.
Knew what?
Well, who in the village is called Ditch?
That stupid bitch at the church.
Language, but yes.
Common.
Yeah, I originally was trying to keep tabs on Stu's aunt originally because, well, after the attack, I was told to look for her. I didn't report back on where she was originally at the time, but earlier today, though, when I did check up on her, well, she was in conversation with Ditch. I stayed out of it. I tried to go back to town, but I got caught.
Got caught?
Yeah.
By whom? And how did you get out of it?
Well, Ditch caught me.
Oh.
And I guess he was frustrated with Stu's aunt at the time. So she asked me to instow fear.
Really? Okay. I'm sorry, but Larry, Patsky, you're not really the most intimidating type, so I'm not sure how you would even start doing that.
Well, not me, but I was originally told to at least try to at least spread word or rumor of an attack.
Wait. So you're telling me that the ogre going into the town was a lie?
Uh-huh.
Well, at least I have to thank you for the name. Let's say that makes it even.
Oh?
Okay. Larry, now I need to ask you a favor.
Okay.
Can you help us with anything you know about Ditch?
Well, unfortunately, it's not much. I don't know much on it except for, well, all I know is if you try to get into a fight with her, you might not survive.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, from what I've at least seen from what she can do, it's like she almost enjoys killing.
Enjoys killing.
So out of character.
That's rude.
We just bar the doors of the church and burn it down.
Well, you have to do that on the time that nobody else is inside.
Eh,
You're still good, Noble.
I know. 3 a.m. That's a good time.
Okay. So we have. So it all boils down that the high priest of that temple of the Coin Maiden is actually a psychopath murderer.
That would be a safe assumption at this point.
You know, the biggest problem is that, sure, that in the contract it stated D, but D can also be Ditch. That she bought it herself. But for what in heaven's name would her reason be to be here?
Give me an insight check.
Okay. That's a 12.
Okay. You're trying to think on a few things, trying to piece things together. It's like there's some things that are not adding up. But more importantly, there's something off about the whole charade. Give me a religion check at this point.
Oh boy, a religion. Well, that's a 6.
Given, even with what knowledge you have of the Coin Maiden and what you know of Timoria, it's like, yeah, they're sisters. They don't see eye to eye.
No, they're not. They're not sisters.
Well, sorry, more like it's more like similar principles, but not exactly on the same level, kind of thing. Dealio.
Hmm.
So it's like something seems off with that whole imagery. Something just doesn't seem to fit well. And you're having a hard time thinking as to why that is.
Julie,
Yeah?
do you know anything about the two religions of the Coin Maiden and Timora?
Let me see. Maybe I read something. And I guess I roll religion.
Yeah.
That is a 6.
You're basically on the same page as Riffin. It's like you're not used to having religious talk among your table and social skills of stature.
Okay. Well,
But however, though, I will give you one thing though, Riffin, with your earlier insight though.
okay.
one of the main factors in this, which you're having a hard time piecing, is why the fear?
You mean the part of why insinuating fear in the townsfolk about the ogre?
More like in general, why the fear?
Okay. Okay. Maybe if what Patsky / Larry says is true about our priestess, maybe confronting her in the morning might not be a good idea.
Yeah, I guess.
But I'm not sure if it's for Susie and Patsky to interact much with her either. Because if so, it might not be good for them either. Not safe, at least.
Yeah. Larry, you should probably not go back to town.
Oh, are you sure?
At least.
Fairly sure.
Well, okay, if you insist.
Patsky, one question though.
Yeah.
Why are you working with Ditch? Or why? Well, because considering what you told me, I don't think Ditch would approve what you told me. So why did you work for Ditch?
Well, at the time when we were hired to attack the manor, well, at the time I was trying to learn more magic from my previous master who left me behind. Because, well, from my understanding, my master, well, now that I think about it, there were times when my master seemed to be at least barking the orders, but I had a weird impression that I think he was taking orders instead.
Okay, well, glad for you saw that at least. So, now is the question: where do we stand now? As long as Ditch is in that town, it's in danger. Considering if what you're telling me is true. Now, the other parts. I don't know if you know anything about it, Patsky. Apparently, there's somebody puts a bounty on my head.
Really?
Yeah, and can I recall the name that was signed?
He scratches his head. Doesn't ring a bell, but
Okay.
But if we ever get back to if we ever go back to a town or something, maybe I can look into it. I mean, It's not like I can find out here.
Nah, it's fine. I thought maybe you, considering the company you were with, you might have heard a name like that.
No, never heard that name before.
Okay. Well, honestly, I don't know what to do at the moment. It's not a good idea to confront the priestess, but I feel it's also not a good idea to go back to the village just now. However, there's one thing, Patsky.
Yeah?
Those bugbears that basically we encountered a cleanup crew from Dwan Industries.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen them before?
Has he? That's actually a good question. No, doesn't sound familiar.
That's unfortunate. I was hoping maybe you know how they got up to the mansion. Because the tunnel that was down there, where we were, was caved in, so... We also don't know how that happened.
He kind of shrugs like, I don't know.
Well, doesn't matter now. It kind of saved our lives, actually.
Okay. So we're going to transition over to Aura and Olgan one more time. So, where are you guys right now?
Just sitting in the bushes, playing some cards. I don't know.
Very good question.
Yeah, I'd like to know right now.
About 9 kilometers out.
I don't know how far a kilometer is.
Well, I'll put it this way. If you haven't stopped walking, you haven't heard anything behind you. You haven't heard anything in front of you. But at the same time, given how long you've been walking, you would have felt like you guys would have at least gotten some form of attention if what you heard was true.
Well,
Unless our lovely party members that were dealing with the ogre are also dealing with that stuff.
yeah, I mean, technically, with the encounter, anyone who had been followed was stopped in their tracks. You're like, oh, shit. Maybe this problem's going to resolve itself. Let's sit here and watch. And then sees the puppers run off and is like, well, damn it.
I mean, can I look at the letter again?
Sure.
Maybe I'm missing something. Like, okay, so roughly know who this was sent by, know our descriptions. Who was it sent to?
That is a good question. And all right, tell you what. All right, that was the part you kind of messed up on. So this is what I'm gonna do. Since you got most of the letter kind of translated, give me an intelligence roll with advantage.
Okay, that's nice. So that was 17 and a... Wait, that's straight intelligence. So that... Is it straight intelligence plus 3 or just plus 1?
Let me
Is this
check.
a saving throw or straight?
This would be straight.
So that's the top row, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so a 17 and a 16. So 17.
Okay, so you're looking over with the 17. It's like you're trying to piece together exactly who it's supposed to address to or contact, because normally you are presenting something to someone to do something about it, or it's always formal who you're addressing in any given letter.
Right.
There was a portion that you kind of were having a hard time translating, and as you're kind of like looking there, it almost becomes a little more clear as day. In fact, there was an extra line that you kind of had a hard time translating, and it does address a name, which you had already talked to this individual before, actually, when you were in town.
There's only a handful of people that I have talked to.
Like the merchant.
There's
But-
Gilda.
This individual is actually addressed to, or this letter was originally addressed to Sharn.
Sharman, the quicker picker-upper?
No, Sharna,
Who's
happened-
Sharna?
I
Sharna
don't remember
was
that name.
She was the overseer of the Phandalin Miners Exchange.
So the lady with the 2 goons.
Yes.
4 goons.
Yeah.
Oh, right, there was others.
And it mentions, while you do get the name there, the other sentence is, "Dear Sharna, please offer me this favor from the Centaurum."
So a little outsourcing then.
Pretty much. So, Aura, given your nature and your background, normally you're not sure exactly on how favors are done, but it's like, this kind of seems like, why would a lower person go to a higher person and cashing in the favor when there's technically no association there? It's like you've kind of been around the block in the bad neighborhood, and it's like this Rascal guy. It's like,
I know nothing about Rascal. I know nothing about Sharna. I don't know as far as this environment, because we're south-ish. I don't know the hierarchy of these people.
All we know
And
is
I
one's a
tried.
merchant, the
I
other one's somebody.
tried to talk to Sharna in Thieves' Cant, and it didn't seem like she picked up on it. So either she's pretty high up there and able to, have a really good poker face, or this letter's a lie.
but that is what you are presented with, and you're kind of left with some questions.
Well, huh. So you remember that lovely, one of the other lovely dwarven ladies that seemed to give you a hard time.
Oh, yeah. I have that 1,000-yard stare for a second. Yeah.
Apparently this
The
was,
one with the strong guys helping out.
Mm-hmm. Apparently this was sent to her. Or it was meant to be sent to her. Though, I don't remember seeing any bugbear types with her, friends, did you?
No. I mean, she's a traitor and all, but... I mean, would a traitor really be affiliated with an assassin's guild? I mean, it's a good front and all, but...
Let's look about this logically, okay? Before Ak Inc. stepped in, the Red Bandits, or whatever they were called, something red, were in charge of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And the miners were getting paid far more money. And once that operation got shut down, they were getting less money.
Yeah, they'd have a grudge against Hack Inc. at that point.
Shauna apparently doesn't like the mayor. She told us not to trust the mayor, not that I trusted him for anything, but...
I would say I'd trust him as far as I could throw him, but I'm pretty sure I could throw him pretty far, so less than that.
The question becomes, we only talked to her once. And even then, we didn't get really any information out of her.
Another question is, who was it that would have sent this note? Because, as far as we know, we don't really know all about
what
the
the
little golden
Centaurum
girl.
is?
And the fact that the little golden lady, may have been the one who sent the note, but still, we don't really know that.
We don't know if anyone associated with the new church is associated with the Centaurum. We have no idea as far as that goes, out of character and in character.
Yeah.
We know that the church is connected with, or we assume that the church is connected with Drawn Enterprises, but do we know if Drawn Enterprises is connected with the Centaurum?
And out of character again, it's like, why in the world would you send assassins after level 3 adventurers?
Oh, and this might have been sent before we hit level 3.
Yeah.
They were trying to assassinate people that are peons, that are nothing, that are peanuts, that
this is like
could probably die
hitman
from
after a taxi driver.
We could die by tripping and falling down a cliff at this point. Anyway,
going around for cliffs. Oh,
back
no.
to in character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what any of this means. At best, I say we go back to Waterdeep, try to see if we can find any clues there. Maybe at least give this information to Ullman, see if he even cares, and maybe they can tell us something about the Centaurum, and then we can just leave.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had any, assassins come after me before. I'm a freaking rock cutter, for crying out loud. I wanted some adventure. I don't want to get some freaking Assassin's Guild coming after me.
I mean, if all else fails, I assume that if we don't look into whatever it is they're trying to do, they'll leave us alone. So the further we get away from the situation, the less likely they are to try to kill us.
That's a solid point.
Out of curiosity, where are you two having this conversation at right now?
Far
this
away.
Are you on the road? Or are you off the side?
We are
No, we're
not on the
definitely not
road.
Well,
no
that's
way.
what I'm asking right now. I need the details.
We are
We're
probably
held up, quiet, like.
I'd probably say near a creek where we're trying to refill water or something. Maybe with barely any eyesight towards any kind of movement on the road, if we could even see it from where we are.
Okay,
Probably
so,
in heavy cover, too.
So, alright, so basically you're off the road, kind of hiding in either like nearby tree brush or set of bushes, basically. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to know. Alright. This will be one last thing. You do notice one thing on the road. You see one individual walking. The individual looks like He has short red hair. He has a cape. He's kind of wearing fancy buccaneer shoes, I guess would be appropriate to say what they are. He seems to fit like what would be an equivalent to a swashbuckler of some nature. And he has thin handlebar mustache.
We could totally take him out right now.
Jesus.
And he's
We leave you alone for an hour and you already start banditry? Jeez.
Out of character,
gotta make
you
a
would
living
die if you
somehow,
tried
damn
that.
And
Well, I don't know who that is.
he's just kind of walking down. He's walking along the road with a smile on his face. Just
Who the hell travels alone at night?
And he tries to whistle.
Well, he's gonna meet an ogre eventually, so that's his problem, not ours.
and at which point, that's
Is
where
there
we're gonna
anything on him, like insignia or anything that's able to be visibly seen?
No, you don't
Giant
see
D
any
for
type.
drawn on his cape.
No, you don't see any type of insignias on him. But given that he is kind of, you do see what looks to be a rapier and a sword on him. But aside from that, it's like this guy's sticking out like a sore thumb, kind of.
So he's intentionally trying to look like a target.
You would believe so.
That's what I'm getting out of this. We're not touching this guy. It's too easy.
And that is where we're gonna end tonight's session.
I'm just gonna guess that he's an Ack Inc. Character that I don't know.
Well, you don't know. You'll have to interact with him.
No, I mean out of character. Assume this is an Ack Inc. guy that we just don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know anything about Ack Inc. characters.
Kinda late.
But,
He's Patrick Rothfuss's character.
I have
but
no idea
with
who that
that-
even is.
but with that said, thanks everyone for watching, and see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.